So far, it's gone pretty well, right? But no one can actually expect something like this to go perfect, which is why you get to listen to my dumbass for the next few minutes. For those of you who might not know me, I'm Rich's little brother, and I'm incredibly honored to be his best man tonight, because it makes me feel really special that I'm better than all of you here, especially all of you guys over at this table. But nonetheless, there's a lot of beauty in this room tonight. You know, most of you look pretty good. We, on behalf of Melissa and Rich, we really appreciate the valiant effort that you guys gave to look as good as you possibly could. But nonetheless, there's no one more beautiful in this room than my new sister-in-law, Melissa. And as I look at these two sit at this table, I can't help but notice how Melissa's beauty makes Rich look just a tad bit better. I'm sorry. Rich is a healthy 4.5 years older than I am, and growing up, he was not only a mentor to me, but he was also my best friend. He taught me about sports, girls, video games, especially sports. I can recall one story specifically. He comes walking out of the garage, right? He has a metal baseball bat and a Spalding basketball, and comes up to me and my best friend Amar. Amar's here with me today. He's the only Indian kid in the room today. He comes up to Amar and I, and he's like, yo, let's play basketball, baseball. And Amar, we're looking at each other. Okay, so I throw Rich the first pitch, and sure enough, he takes one swing. Boom, boom, and smacks him so hard, the metal bat backfires and smacks him so hard on the forehead. I'm crying, he's crying. I'm pretty sure Amar had run away at this point. I go inside, I get my parents, they're pissed off. And all I can really remember from that point was him in the driver's seat of my mom. I don't remember my mom or my dad was driving, and they're on their way to a hospital. My brother has a lump on his head the size of a baseball. He's just cross-eyed, head hanging out the window. But he wasn't always such an idiot. I can recall, when I was really, really little, and when I had trouble sleeping, I would go into Rich's room, and he did one of two things. He would throw on The Nightmare Before Christmas, or him and I would just chill. We would hang, and we would talk for a little while, until I was ready to go to bed. But it's memories like these that make me feel really special to be Rich's little brother. Fast forward about a dozen years later, Richie comes to me one day, and he says, yo, I was at this party last night. I was hooking up with this girl. Very, very vaguely do I remember Vanessa and Melissa from the late bus or whatever, from I don't know. I don't remember where it's from, but I very vaguely remember the two of them from the bus. I think it was whatever, we went to Walnut Street, right, if I'm not mistaken, for a little while. So I'm like, oh, all right, bro, yeah, that's cool. A few days later, I find out it's the short, loud, girl with the attitude from around the corner. I'm like, oh, jeez. Oh, God. But, here we are. 7, 8 years later, whatever it's been, and we're at their wedding. And along the way, they've given us perhaps the greatest gift that anyone can ever ask for. My beautiful goddaughter, Ariana, who we love love so much. And she did such a good job in her wedding today. Their wedding today, not my wedding. In their wedding today. One more time, everyone give it up for my goddaughter. So Rich, here I am, 23 years old, and you're still an inspiration. You're a great brother, a loving father, and I know you'll take care of your family. I hope one day I'll be half the father, half the husband, and half the man that you are. Everybody, please raise your glasses. I love you so much, Rich. I love you too, Melissa. Congratulations. Now, I hope, Rich, I didn't make you cry, or I didn't roast you too hard today, because I've heard that the worst 5 minutes of the day for the groom is the best man's speech. But the worst 5 minutes of the day for the bride come later on tonight.